It is time for the recap show. I'm Jim. Let's get right on to business. Another staggering week in the Westside Fantasy Premier League, and there's results to talk about. Well, we'll start right at the top. We'll start right at the top with Laser Spaniels versus the Eye. Now, the Eye came into this game 5-3, still very much in it. Laser Spaniels came in this game 1-7, still very much out of it. But it was an extremely close game. In the end, it wasn't close, but it came down to why is Meredith Vieira a trending topic on Yahoo? I don't know. Anyway, it came down to Terrell Owens needing about 14 points for the Eye to win, so he proceeded to get 26 points. So the Eye wins this one by a score of 147 to 134. Now the Laser Spaniels have turned a corner. I really feel the normal thing from Brady. 15 from Mike Williams, 9 from Danny Woodhead, who's like my favorite guy in the whole league. Donald Brown, 9.7 points. 11 from Lawrence Steins and 14 from Chicago defense. And 31.7 from Arian Foster. On the other side, however, Aaron Rodgers got 51 points. Did you see? Like, I knew this was costing me the whole time, but I still was enjoying watching Aaron Rodgers beat the Cowboys because they're the Cowboys, and watching them lose 45-7 was terrific. I already mentioned Owens 26, 21 from Ahmad Bradshaw, who to me is like a combination of Ahmad Rashad and Terry Bradshaw, so that's pretty badass. LaShawn McCoy with 10 and 15 from the Baltimore defense, and the rest is kind of like random bits and pieces. It adds up to 147.3, and that is enough for a Monday night win against the Laser Spaniels, who are now 1-8. However, I do want to point out that the Laser Spaniels have significantly more points. Like I said last week, why do you guys all bring your A game against the Laser Spaniels? Seriously, stop it already. Second game, Smack Attack 1 and Rough the Passer. Coming into the game, Rough the Passer was 7-1, and he is now 8-1. Despite the handicap of having Adrian Peterson on his team rather than Arian Foster, he managed to win anyway. Adrian Peterson did manage to get 26 points, which isn't quite as good as 31, but still pretty darn good. He also had Phillip Rivers with 50 points, 17 from Mike Wallace, who caught that crazy pass from Antoine Randall L. last night for a touchdown, which was amazing. In fact, if I think about it, that touchdown would be the difference between Rough the Passer winning and losing in this week. So, 15 from David Akers, because Philly kind of lit up Indianapolis scoreboard-wise. And only 2 from the New England defense. I don't want to talk about it. Over on the Smack Attack side, you got 43 out of Mark Sanchez. I don't want to talk about it. 12 from Dwayne Dang Bowe. 13 from Cedric Benson. 22 from Michael Turner on Atlanta. 18 from Deshaun Jackson. He's back from head crushing. But it doesn't add up to enough, 131.7 to 136.7. So Rough the Passer wins on the strength of Phillip Rivers, and despite Adrian Peterson's slightly lackluster performance. All right, next game. Smell this. The Jolly Rogers. It all came down to Pittsburgh's defense last night. All they needed was 55 points. Well, they didn't get it. They got 13. It's not completely outside the realm of possibility that the Pittsburgh defense could get 55 points. But it almost is. The more pathetic thing about this is the fact that Drew's numbers, it was 87. I mean, 13 from Javaris James. What? That's just, you're kidding, right? Peyton Manning got 31. 1.4 from Marion Barber. Remember last year I used to say never pick a Raider, never pick a Chief. This year I'm kind of saying never pick a Cowboy. Could we make an exception for maybe Miles Austin? I don't know. Never pick a Cowboy. On the other side, the Jolly Rogers won a game finally. Michael Vick with 41 points, 10 from Larry Fitzgerald, 15 from Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown. Do the leg thing. Brandon Jackson got 18, 16 from Jacob Tam. Austin Collie brought shame to his family with a negative .1, and Darius Hayward-Bay got 0. But it all adds up to 128.4, which is plenty to beat Smell This, who have now plummeted to earth, 3-6. Still better than the Laser Spaniels. Tell you that much. Ferocious Finnick. Now, Ferocious Finnick is having a good season. Last year, he got beat up pretty bad. This year, He is 6-3. He came into the game 5-3, and he is now 6-3. Ghetto Superstar came into the game 5-3 as well, and dropped to 5-4. And here's how that played out. Eli Manning got 46.9 points for Jake. He picked him up a couple weeks ago. Breston for blah blah blah. 18 from Hakeem Nicks, 31 from the Green Bay defense. So it adds up to 137.5. Over on the other side, Joe Seiler Flacco got 39.3. Jamal Charles said, I am the number one running back on the Chiefs, once again. And then got 10, and the New York defense got 13. But it wasn't enough. It was 101. Ferocious Finnick got 137, so this is a bit of a whomping. But I don't think it was the whomping of the week. Oh, no, it was not. The Jolly Roger smelled it as the whomping of the week. All right, let's see. Moving on. You Betcha played Jamarcus's Bentley. Now, normally when you get in the way of Jamarcus's Bentley, you get run over by the big man. But not this week. Jamarcus's Bentley pulled into town 6-2 and pulled out of town 6-3 because You Betcha, the good folks over at You Betcha, known as John, got 35 from Cool Breeze, 14 from Steve Johnson. I'll tell you what, Buffalo, even though they've lost every game, they're good. It's crazy to say, but they're actually good. Ocho Cinco got 1 point. LaDainian Tomlinson got 10 points. 32 from my other favorite guy in the league, Peyton Hillis. 12.6 from Vicente Chianco. Des Bryant, 12. Braylon Edwards, 11. It all adds up to 140.5, so that's a good week. Jamarcus Bentley got 30 from Matty Ice, 14 from Jennings, 16 from Aaron Hernandez, 24 from the New Orleans defense. That sounds really good, but he also got 0.1 from Ricky Prop 19 Williams and 1.3 from Calvin Big Time Johnson. I'm told that he has an actual nickname and it's Megatron, but I kind of like Big Time better because, what is Megatron? But 129.6 is less than 140.5. You Betcha wins. Jamarcus Bentley loses. And then we get on to the Nail Nibbler of the week and also the, I guess you'd say, Suckfest of the week. DeBiz coming into the game was 2-6. Bretta coming into the game was 4-4. And Bretta wins a close but not very well played game, 81 to 79.2. Now, let me look real quick to see if Hines Ward. Let's see, Houston, Miami, okay, Detroit, Baltimore, Houston, Pittsburgh. So it was basically a duel between Jeff Reed and Hines Ward, guys on the exact same team. So Hines Ward needed to get, let's see, coming into the game, I suppose that Bretta had a 4 or 5 point lead. So he needed Hines Ward DeBiz had a 4 or 5 point lead. So Jeff Reed needed to get about 4 points, 5 points more than Hines Ward, and that's what he did. He got 6, and that's how the win went. Matt Schaub got 24 for Bretta 10 from Derek Mason, 11 from Jeff Reed, 18 from the Oakland defense. So the whole don't pick a Raider thing is no longer applied. Oh, Beanie Wells for DeBiz did bring shame to his family, however, with a negative 0.2 points. So that's something. 21 from Roethlisberger in another win. He just wins. 18 from Ray Rice. It all adds up to 79.2. Not very good, not quite good enough. Bretta goes to 5-4. DeBiz drops to 2-7. All right. Quick look at the standings. In División del Norte, Ruff the Passer continues to hold a 2-game lead at 8-1. He is outscoring the league by somewhat of a margin, and he's won 7 in a row, so that's pretty good. Ferocious Finnick and the Eye, however, are on his heels at 6-3. And also in División del Sur, Jamarcus Bentley is 6-3, but he has a 1-game lead only over Ghetto Superstar. So mathematically eliminated at this point are probably just me and maybe DeBiz. I'm not sure. I haven't done the maths. But anyway, that's how it looks. Next week, what do we got coming up? Let's see if we've got some big rivalry games coming up next week. Ferocious Finnick and Jamarcus Bentley. I'm going to call that a rivalry game because they're both 6-3. They both could really use a win. If the winner's going to be 7-3, probably locking in a playoff spot. I'm going to say. I'm going to say that this year 7 wins will get you into the playoffs, based on the number of teams with who look like they're headed for losing records. So that's the rivalry game for the week. Hope you guys had a good week. Talk to you later. Bye.